What's going on, guys? So today's video is going to be a video response to the knife beater. He tagged me, and he was tagged by MrSharp. And essentially, what it was is just to explain what what your first knife was. As we all know, every knife has a story. At least most of them do. And I thought it was an interesting topic. And I mean, I could tell you a story or two about every single knife that I have. So this isn't my first knife. This is a different knife, and we'll kind of get into that in a few minutes. But so my first knife was a Victorinox. I'm not sure which model. I was probably about 8 or 9 years old. It had 2 pen blades on it. I want to say a fish scaler, tweezers, and toothpick. So that was my first knife, and I got it. Me and my brother both got it at the same time. He was a year older than I was, and I probably got it taken away within the first week of having it. Just going around and cutting stuff that you weren't supposed to be cutting, you know. So I was a boy with a pocket knife, thinking I was able to take on the world. But that was my first knife, and I don't, I'll be honest, I don't know if I appreciated it back then for what it was and what it meant for a boy like that to get a knife. But as time went on, I did get more knives, and this was pre-internet day. This was 90s, and it was just a gas station knife here or there. Started getting into the Bud K magazines. And there was another knife magazine, and I can't remember what it was. Oh well. Excuse me. But yeah, and then eBay started coming around, the internet started coming around, and I play around on there and find some cool looking knives. And I remember this one time I bought a knife, and I was like, oh, it comes with 2 knives, and they're these pirate looking knives, and just wall hanger type things. And I bought it, and me and my buddy were gonna each get 1 knife, and we're thinking they're full size knives. They were about this big. They were these little mini knives. And they cost, I don't know, like $6. So, we were 15, 16. We didn't know any better. But my first real, whoa, hey guys, sorry about that. Back it up, rewind, maybe cut, maybe edit, maybe not. Hear the kids wilding out upstairs. All right. So if you see just a jump cut here, that's something happened with the. All right, if you see a jump cut here, something happened where they bumped the camera and it kind of fell down. Maybe I edited it out. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, my first real big knife, like big boy knife, was probably the Buck 119. And I think I had a Buck 110 as well. I think I got the Buck 110 right before I got the Buck 119. And I still have the Buck 119. Out of these knives, that's the only one I still have. And that's actually out in the Gary Go round right now. Just for testing. I thought it'd be interesting to test a classic versus some of the modern day fixed blades. So I'll roll in some footage of my Buck 119 here, and maybe some of the other guys that were doing some testing with it. I think SC Bushcraft had it, and now it's going to John. So we'll roll that in. And we're back and scene. All right, so now what are we focusing on this here? This is a Spyderco Centofonte. Let me back it out a little bit. All right, so now we're backed out a little bit. So this is the Spyderco Centofonte. This was the knife that really got me into collecting and appreciating knives that were actually a step up, knives that you could appreciate. I had a Leatherman at one time, and I didn't appreciate that. I just kind of beat on it, but this was the knife that really kind of pushed me into really collecting and getting into knives. I always watched the knife channels over the last few years, and this was the one that kind of put it forward. This was a gift from my fiance one Christmas, and I was just really starting to get into like the higher end stuff and looking at them and kind of gawking at them. And I remember opening my box and seeing a Spyderco box, and guys, I was ecstatic. And I couldn't have asked for a better Spyderco. I love this knife. I'll probably do a review on it, actually. It was one of those ones that I just kind of had on the back burner for when things were a little bit slower. But, and as you guys know, it's not about like this knife is the best knife, blah, blah, blah. It's a great knife, but it also has a lot of sentimental value. I probably used it a little too much. You can see the blade's a little scratched up, but I used it a lot. It was a great everyday carry, and it still is. It's nice and slim. But either way, yeah, so my first knife was the Victorinox, some sort of, just entry-level Victorinox. buck 110, a buck 119, and this was the guy that really got me going towards the knives. You know, and my collection has grown, and you know, I'm kind of joined the community, and I'm glad to be here. So, you know, John did, I think it was John. Somebody did a format of like a story time for their knives, and I think maybe every once in a while I'll slip a video, guys. I'll slip a video in there, guys, of just kind of story time and go over some of my knives. But yeah, so that's kind of how I got started into knives as a kid. Got my first gift. Always wanted one. Lived in the country, so it was kind of just a tool that we always had around. It was always nice to have something like a knife around. And you know, being a country boy or a farm boy, as the name suggests, you always had to have a knife. So this is probably my most special knife that I have right now. And yeah, guys, so that's the tag. I want to tag 3 more people. So I guess I will tag, man, the 3 Gary-go-round guys would be too easy. So let's see. I wonder if I'll tag Cedric and Ada and see if he responds. He may or may not. I know he kind of took a step back from the videos. I will tag Mr. Nasty Renegade, and then I will tag Mr. Kit Bloke, Ednaut. And I actually still owe him a video, and he probably won't get that video out for 6 months. So no pressure to you, sir, but you are tagged. You tagged me, so I am tagging you. All right, guys, have a good one. Hope you enjoyed the story time. I've got a knife in the mail already, and I've got some more coming. So we'll see you soon. Got some new stuff coming out for you guys. Thanks for watching.